Hi, and welcome to Creativity Catalyst. What is creativity video training? Today, I want to talk about one of the things that I feel is what my answer would be for what is creativity. Creativity is creating something from the chaos, not necessarily creating something from nothing, but from the chaos, as in other people might see junk and mess and, everything everywhere, and there's no rhyme or reason for it. But creativity is when you bring all of that together and you're creating something beautiful from it. And this is whether it's, creating a painting with a chaos of color. It is whether you're creating a cake or a 3 meal course from, in my mind, who I'm not the best chef ever, a mess of ingredients and things. It's whether it's creating an amazing spreadsheet that helps you run your business better, or a strategic plan for your coaching clients, or making some beautiful jewelry from the chaos of metals and materials. And I believe that really creativity is creating something beautiful from that chaos, that mess. And of course, beauty and what is beautiful is subjective, and that's where self expression comes in. And that's why creativity and self expression is so closely linked, because it really requires you to notice the beauty in the chaos. And you probably already do that, and maybe even do that naturally without realizing that's what you're doing. You're tapping into your creativity when you do that. And as creatives, you do this naturally, and so we underestimate that not everyone thinks that way, and also not everyone sees that beauty that you see, which is why we always need art in the world, because artists and creatives, we bring and we showcase that beauty from the chaos of life, really. And this is also why I think that everything can be elevated to a work of art. It's something that we recognize straight away, whether you identify as creative or not. Just think of someone who's doing something ordinary, but they bring it up to such a level that everyone recognizes them as a master at it, and it's they make it into a work of art. Think about the guy who, is carving ice, or the guy who also is working at he just has a natural knack for something, um, like picking stocks for businesses in that kind of world. Obviously not mine. Or the lady who can grow anything in her garden. She just picks a thing and she just somehow puts it somewhere, and she just intuitively knows how to grow a beautiful garden. Think about something like ordinary, like for me, I think of it like the spreadsheet that people can make, and especially that's why I admire people who can basically take the chaos of information and numbers and stuff, especially in business or in big companies, and they present it in such a beautiful way that it showcases at a glance all the information that you need. They're taking the chaos and they're making something and giving you the information, and it becomes almost beautiful in that sense, even though it's a spreadsheet. So, creativity is creating something from the chaos. So, how can you apply that for yourself today? Just something simple, because that's what Creativity Catalyst is all about. Something simple to prompt you to think of your creativity in an everyday, almost ordinary way, but also at the same time really nurture your connection with it, and therefore be able to work with it and play with it daily in a simple, almost ordinary way, and yet it is still tapping into that part of you that is creative and can see the beauty in that chaos. And so, just a couple exercises, some ideas and prompts would be one, maybe your iPhone. Take a photo today, as you go about your day observe, be aware, something that strikes you, something that you kind of notice out of the corner of your eye. And normally you just be like, oh, that's nice, and then you move on by. But maybe today you would actually take out your phone and take a photo of it. And even if you don't know why, or you can't quite articulate it, or you don't know what you're going to do with the photo after, I think just taking a photo of it and noticing it really helps you also then be aware of your relationship to your creativity and being connected in that sense. And if you want to push that little quick activity further, you could maybe take 3 or 4 photos together and it tells a story in some way. And this is like, you don't have to be a photographer. This is not about aesthetics, even though there's a part of that, but it's something that's quick and easy. And for most of us, something that we probably just do generally anyway. But by being aware of it, you might then open your eyes to seeing more creativity around you and tapping into that creativity around you in an everyday, simple, and quick way. Another activity that you could also do is to write in your journal or sketchbook. As a creative, I know we're always jotting things down. There's always a sketchbook, there's always a journal, whether it's your day planner or whatever it is, or on your phone in the notes section, to record ideas. Just write out 10 ideas, good or bad. Just put them down. These could be ideas for your current creative project that you're working on or something that you're thinking about working on. Just get out 10 ideas. Like take 5 minutes and do that. And then after that, write out 10 more ideas. And the idea here is to push your mind to open and to try and find something to create from the mess of ideas and things that you see around you. And this again makes you aware, makes you observe throughout the day, because you obviously need to write out 10 and then another 10 and really challenge yourself to push yourself in that way. And maybe one more activity. This could be takes a little more time, but a little more fun and really pushes the envelope. And I really like thinking up these kind of ideas, which is why I created the Creativity Catalyst Club, really, this little course, so that we can gather a community of people and we can think about these ideas. And I know when a community gathers together in a creative way, there's just this energy and magic of pushing the boundaries and pushing the envelope, I guess, of how you think and see ways to tap into your creativity, to nurture it, to deepen it, to really grow those creativity muscles. And so third activity you could try today is to note down everything that you see today that is red. I'm just choosing red because I like that color. You could choose a different color, but let's just say, just listen to Brenda today and pick red. Everything that you see today that is red, note it down on your phone or on your sketchbook. And then at the end of the day, bring this random list of items or names of people and then create something. Whether it is to write a story, do a drawing, I don't know, write a poem or a song, whatever it is that is your kind of medium of creativity. And this is where you need to exercise your creativity to think of how to interpret these list of items and names. If you see a lot of red today, because that can happen when you suddenly focus and aware and noticing and looking out for something, you might see heaps of it. Maybe you could just pick the first letter of the name and bring it together, and that combination of letters, you could then try and work out a message from that. So be creative, use some creative license here, but the idea is these are just quick prompts, exercises for you to just tap into your creativity as you're going about your normal day. Like, you don't have to take that much time out of your day to do this, but here's where you get an idea of how to create something from the chaos and really just tap into your creativity, recognize that you have access to it all the time, but also it just requires you to take that moment, that pause, to connect, to reconnect, to be aware, to realize how creative you already are. So I hope that was interesting and helpful and useful and maybe exciting for you to start. And I will see you in the next video about what else I think creativity is. I'll see you then. Have fun!